Yo quizá.
I was gonna say, Mimi, you may want to mute just in case you say something you don't want to be saying.
Now we weren't gonna understand none of that what she was about to say.
I was
anyway.
about to say, like I said, I don't know what's a cuss and what's not a cuss, YouTube, but it's because we live. Welcome back to Club 835, BRP, the Black Rasslin Podcast. Ahead of another long ass wrestling weekend. I forgot that the reason TNA Impact is on every Thursday is because that's the promotion they're doing this summer. It's an Impact summer, whatever. They just showing it. But I think the other part of it is because they're trying to get a deal. So the more people watching the show and talking about the show and be like, yeah, I like Impact. Because Mimi, the first line of the news I read, it was the quote from Silva. I think the guy, Carlos Silva, I think his name is. He was like, hey, WWE talk about Impact every week on their main show and their NXT. Like he's making sure, and they counting social impressions since they've been like, it's okay. They're really trying to push because it's shit or get off the pot. Sorry, YouTube, but because Anthem is either gonna like try and make TNA a thing or spin off
into NXT.
Well, they're going to spin off like their sports division into something just like Warner Bros. A lot of these big companies are spinning off certain divisions because it's cost cutting. It's that time of year.
I worry about that though.
Not much we can do. I mean,
y'all ever see that roast of I think it was a roast to Emmett Smith, and
I don't think I did.
I don't like roasts.
So there's a roast to Emmett Smith, and it's several years old, like double digits. And so it's a bunch of folks you've seen before: Michael Collier, Monique, Guy Tori,
right,
and Jamie Foxx is the host, right?
Oh, is this what the dude?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I've seen this clip. Okay.
So it's just funny when you say that they out here trying to get a deal, because that was one of his first bars. He was like, "There's a lot of rich niggas up here, and I'm out here trying to get a deal." Shout out to Doug Williams, man. Doug,
you got me on stage with everybody else. At a certain point, where's the contract for me? Where's the money for me? You know, I don't knock the hustle, but can't knock the hustle, but sometimes you don't want to play hustle man. When you got an executioner like Jamie Foxx sitting right next to you.
This is the best. All right, so this is the best and worst part about a roast. So you gotta like to take place in a roast. You gotta be like it's smart, right? Because you gotta whatever joke, you gotta be quick with it.
You gotta be sharp, very sharp.
People there have to relate to it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And God dog it, you got some of the. You gotta be a little bit mean. Right, you got to be a little bit mean to like tell someone, quote unquote, the truth in a funny way.
Right, you can't. No, you can't. You can't be scared. You can't be scared.
And Jamie Foxx is one of the best people in the world, but he just annihilated.
What do you say? This is your conscience.
I wish I was in a movie with Jamie. It was so bad.
Yeah, I felt bad the first time I watched it. I ain't gonna lie, because the problem it's one of them fight back situations, and he tried, but like he really couldn't. Jamie already had him.
Some nights the jumper just ain't on, and it's fun. I've seen this guy on stuff. I think he did Martin's his comedy show that used to be on Stars. He did.
Okay.
He might have been the host of that.
That may make sense. Yeah,
he's funny. He's a funny dude.
That early 2000s black comedy DVD era.
Man, son, I ain't doing that. I loved all that stuff.
What a time! Shout out to him.
Man.
I think that's why I like Tubi, because even if like the content, even if you're not like, yo, this content need to be in the movies, you're like, look at all these black people and acting and making shit on TV. Then there's money out.
Random,
super random.
Yeah, for some reason, Tubi is on the front of the search and on the Roku device upstairs, and I can't figure out why. I'm like, yo, who is here sneak watching
Tubi?
When do they have the time?
Evolve is on Tubi. It's a lot on Tubi.
Evolve is on Tubi.
the one I forget what Mimi said something about Tubi. We had a conversation. I signed up for Tubi, and you can go, and I'm immediately like, all right,
so you can resume.
Well, but it's facts. But it's
you
also
don't need to sign up to resume. You know that, right?
The flip side was I also wanted to like because I want to see what they have, and I always when I first go to a service, I'm like, let me go through their database a little for like 10-15 minutes and just start favoriting stuff. I'm like, I've favorited like 20-30 things, TV shows,
but you don't need
movies.
But you don't need to register to favorite.
I understand.
That's why I love
which is very smart.
Tubi.
It's very smart. I have to, but I understand.
Yeah. That's how you're wired. Yeah, I get it.
It's genius of them because you just have to. At that point, you just turn on the TV and start watching, and at some point, it's going to be something you want to watch because it remembers.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's how do we get Black Rasslin on Tubi?
Can we?
Probably.
Chat, hold up. Shout out to the chat. I saw the chat. Shout out to Antoine.
Shout out to Antoine, my Love Island buddy on the
Love Island. F Love Island.
I've never watched. I've never watched.
On Thursday nights.
You hear
everything's on Thursday night.
For everything else. Everything else.
Listen.
Everything is on Thursday night.
I mean, I hear you. However, that has taken up my life because I needed a little bit of break, right? Because the timeline, the wrestling timeline, timelines. Oh my god,
it never stopped.
But all niche. I was just explaining. All niche timelines are the same. They're all.
Well, that's right.
True. That's true.
Golf timeline is the same.
Godzilla
NBA,
timeline is the same thing.
All of it.
Yeah, I'm in it's a polo like niggas like. These niggas really be like, nah, the horse is too small. Like, all right, yo, what is you like? Just
crazy.
Wait, fam.
Shut up,
fam. What are you doing at the end of August? Dallas Penn, the Yamin.
That polo thing.
The second one. You say polo. I meant
they had a bridge.
They doing it again at the end of August. I don't have all the information. We can offline about it, but
Can we go back to Love Island?
No.
I don't know nothing about Love Island.
No.
I want to talk Love Island.
No, ain't nobody here to talk it.
What do I know about? I know that there was a
literally nobody.
She said something. She said Asian slurs, and she got booted from the show. Mind you, apologized
2 years ago for saying the slur. But you know what it is? The reason why I want to talk about it is I don't want to talk about the show. I want to talk about super fandom. Super fandom is like, and it's every single genre, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is this area of fans that it's like a corner of the world of that fandom world.
Wait, I'm sorry. Before you keep going, put it in pro wrestling terms, like what type? And I'm not
hardcore fan,
like watching New Japan from 10 years ago.
New Japan from 10 years ago, comparing it to WWE, the tribalism, all of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Literally so die hard. Like Sasha fans are like that. Die hard fans to the point where they will find their opposition. They'll find that one thing. They'll dig that one needle in the haystack from 18 years and 45 years ago.
Pulling up them tweets.
That takes a lot of energy.
It's a lot of hate.
Not saying that it's wrong. I'm not talking about.
Let me tell you why you know it takes a lot of energy, Mimi.
Why?
Cody Rhodes.
Damn.
I don't dig up information about Cody Rhodes.
Mimi just said I'm wired to hate him.
I'm wired to hate him. You know what I mean? Like I don't dig up his background to find if something pops up on my timeline. I just be retweeting it, and I retweet it with no fucking context but my hate. You know what I mean? Like literally, but I don't go and dig up shit. Like
right.
there are people out there that literally will go to the ends of the earth to dig up stuff about people.
Corey.
No, they're not. What are you talking about?
Corey, peace to Corey.
I dog.
One third of the turnbuckle talk.
That's accusation number 2, me. God dang it.
He in the chat. He said Roman
Number
fans
3,
is
you
the
guilty,
exact
sir.
same way. I didn't say it. He said it in the chat.
Yeah, but Corey's also the one that's looking forward to the fucking Goldberg match. But okay, we will we'll go ahead. But like, I just find it interesting how because me and Mills go back and forth sometimes. He'll tweet about this too. Like, it just takes a special somebody to kind of like just go find out. So even Rhea Ripley like tweeted something today like, hey, just letting you know that gift that whoever sent to my house, I'm not opening, it's going straight in the trash. Like, how do you find somebody's
I was thinking about
personal
that earlier.
information?
Yeah,
that's kind of scary.
I saw a tweet that shouts out to the Liv Morgan fan account that posted here's a PSA parentheses attention parentheses wrestler WWE Performance Center address. Just send it there. At some point they'll make sure they get it to the wrestler. If you're going on whatever Zillow or whatever the hell y'all doing on Google to find somebody's house, to be on somebody's porch to like scare somebody mama or whatever, like y'all wilding. It's not that serious. It can't be that serious.
It can't be that serious.
It can't be that serious.
So stan culture,
Mr. D, don't do that. Everybody who's unemployed and who you think it is, all I'm saying, it's
there'll be people at their desk doing this shit.
So we had a lady at my job, son. We had a lady at my job. This is like my first maybe 2 years there. I've been there for like 17. So first 2 years there, and the lady that was a supervisor was using her work time. She's a supervisor. She is looking up judiciary case search and looking up niggas' information in the office. And
what?
Yeah.
It's because that's illegal. Like you can't just be tampering up in the records and shit.
And where I work, it's a little more. You know what I'm saying? So the funny part of it is the first like major thing that I can ever remember happening at that job was I just switched to that department under this lady, and it was the end of the day, and I deal in a lot of cash, so it was thousands of dollars of cash. And I'm like,
YouTube, don't call the feds. It ain't that. This ain't that.
So I'm in like a little secure room, and I have to go and take care of something. You know what I mean? While I'm getting this bread together, and so I say, hey, can you stand guard as I go get my paperwork X, Y, Z? And she says yes, but when she says it, she's got the weirdest look on her face. So I go get what I get, come back. I'm taking care of this. Is day over at 5.
Wait, what kind of weird look on the face? What kind of weird?
Just this lady's always kind of been like really fake and phony, like high energetic and hi, how you doing? And all this, right? Yeah, I got you. I can do that.
She was in creep mode. Not
creep mode. So I come back because she already had her stuff. And I'm like, what's going on?
Oh, she was back ready to go.
But I never paid no mind, nigga.
Right.
I get back from her washing my money. I say, thank you. 5 minutes later, the state police are escorting this woman out of the building.
Oh shit! She knew the jig was up.
What happened?
So she had been specifically targeting one employee with all these searches, and they had gotten into some things. And
damn, they was beefing on the floor, and she took her. She turned a work into a shoot.
No, so she was just nosy. She was just nosy. She was a nosy old lady. That's really what it was.
But the state police?
Well, I mean, I'm sorry.
Not to go into too much. Yeah, it's a state building. So that's our, it's a state building. So that's our agency. And you know what I'm saying?
So I know this lady, right? And I'm not going to, because if she ever falls on my stuff, and she tries to come for me. Like, she lives in my building, so if she ever falls on my stuff and she comes for me, like, I just don't want to have to get cray. So she does this thing. She does this thing where if she's in, like, let's say we're in town, like, she did this twice. She says, she talks to, our friend group, and she says that she does this. She works across the bridge, and she's a city employee, but not what homeboy does, not what fam does, but she's law enforcement across the bridge. Gotcha. And so how they are. I personally feel like they, no matter what color, creed, they think they hold everybody's life in their hands. Yeah. Like, it don't matter what line. Like, I dated one before, and everybody's a perp to them. It doesn't matter who it is. Everybody's a perp. Like, it's fucking weird. It's weird fucking behavior that they have. And I think they're wired that way purposefully. And so she will come in town across the bridge, and somebody will piss her off. She'll find out the name of the person. She'll look up information about this person, how many tickets they got. I'm like, why? It's your business. You're using government information. You're using government property to do this. Like, right. I just be looking at her telling us in the group, like, you did what? Like, what is this for?
So, right. Hold on, Mimi, really quick, because that's interesting. I have a similar access, right? And can you imagine someone egregiously, someone like cut you off in traffic or does something super dangerous on the road, and then when you look, they with these and all this, and wind down the window, and you remember smoke crack rock, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what she does. That's what she does, and will still run your shit. Go ahead.
And then you come back. Do she throw pennies at people's car? So what I'm saying though is if someone wild out, like, all right, let's take it to an extreme. Mm-hmm. Y'all driving down the road, right? Somebody cuts you off. You come out the window like this. They pull up to the side because they got an old car. Nobody. Nigger, right?
I'm going into my
because they got old school.
Then I go get off.
If you could find out, if you had the power, it's so tempting to be like,
to look them up. Yeah, you absolutely. I'll be your nigger. Yeah.
Absolutely, let's go. Absolutely. But sitting in a fucking VFW. And somebody's just being super smart and slick out their mouths. Yeah. And you just don't like them. And you go ahead in that moment on your phone, pull up information about this man for no reason. We all know that he's a creep, but you gonna pull up information about him. It's weird.
That's some goofy behavior. Shout out DDM.
Behavior. She's goofy.
Hi,
friend. People pulling up information about people when they shouldn't be pulling up information about people.
Oh, wow.
All right, brother DDM. Because we've been talking about workplaces. Mm-hmm. I would assume there's a good amount of sisters at your job.
At my job that I will not disclose where I work.
Correct. Yes, right, yeah, no, I would never. Being that there are a lot of soul sisters at your job, how many of these sisters have you ever seen? I don't care if it's on the clock, off the clock. Met a nigga last night. Now this judiciary case search. You know what I'm saying? Let me look up this everything is on the level with main man. Have you seen that before?
Well, I haven't seen it because most of the women that I work with, black women in particular, in my job, married. All of them are married. They all, have children.
That's that area. Y'all all married.
That's how it go.
So they not, and the ones that are not are like very like independent women, like kind of like I'm not really dealing with foolishness. Like they
just bought a townhouse.
Yeah, we just don't. That's just not what we had.
That's what the thing was when I was in the DMV. That was what the thing was.
That's a good point.
My age, 25 to 30. All my friends at that age, they was buying their townhomes in either Largo,
put on this note.
PG County. Like they were doing their thing. I remember.
I'm not going to say that it's not. I'm not going to say that it's not women like that in the region for sure. But just in my workplace,
that's not it.
That's just not how the women in my job operate.
Damn, shouts to the chat. Shouts to Kofi Jamal. It is Happy Clips Eve and Happy Superman Eve. Jesus, I had to buy.
I just went to go watch it right now.
I had to buy tickets for Superman for tomorrow afternoon. Praise Black Jesus for the summertime.
Yeah, I saw it today. I'm going to go see it again sometime.
It was good?
It was excellent. I think Marvel made a huge mistake firing
letting James Gunn go
because he gave Superman the Marvel treatment, and the way that Mr. Terrific is the moment.
See, because I really like the Suicide Squad movie that he did. So to hear that the Superman movie is, because I've heard good word about it so far.
Yeah. So I saw it, and I saw it today. I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
there was slightly a bit too much comedy for me.
I didn't think so.
It was funny. Is that part of the marveling of it you were talking about?
It's the James Gunn of it all.
James Gunn is going to give you
James
a joke.
Gunn, like they made it. It was a very James Gunn flick.
Yeah.
The thing is, James Gunn, we're used to the characters James Gunn has been giving us for the most part are characters that we're not super familiar with. Right,
a lot of B level, C level,
Guardians, Peacemaker, and you know what I'm saying.
Right.
I love Mr. Fantastic. He was dope. He was very good.
Mr. Terrific.
My bad. Mr. Terrific was dope. I don't like Superman.
I love Superman.
I didn't think Superman was. I didn't think Superman was. Like they made too much to me. Like there was a lot of. He was goofy,
like Christopher Reeve. Like that is the thing. If you're not a fan of Christopher Reeve Superman, or you don't remember that era of Superman,
I love all those.
Yeah. Wait. Which Christopher Reeve Superman is your favorite?
I mean, he pretty much is the same guy in all of them.
Which movie?
My favorite Christopher Reeve is 2.
I love 2 is my. In the middle when they fight in the screen and ain't no. Oh my god.
Yeah, my favorite is 2, but I think this Superman, David Cornsweet Superman, is definitely an homage to Christopher Reeve.
Okay. Okay.
I love what he did with the Justice Gang. I thought they were like this Green Lantern and this one. I thought was hilarious. Okay. I get what Sam's saying as far as the comedy, but I come from the school of Taika Waititi and having to live through Thor: Love and Thunder.
So Taika Waititi,
what is that?
That's one of them directors, yo. Taika,
he's done well, but that's the same. That's the same three. What I'm saying is the comedy, like James Gunn specifically. Is he loves that comedy part of it in the he made him human.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm weird like this. Like I always, you know how people always compare like who's the best Batman, right?
Right.
I always look at characters like Superman and Batman specifically because they both get chances to play two characters, right? Because there's Clark Kent and Superman.
Well, there's Superman and then there's Clark Kent.
Right. And there is cool the way that they're kind of opposites is that Bruce Wayne is a billionaire playboy playing a vigilante in a mask, and Superman is a superhero playing a human as Clark Kent. Like so I love that. I was fine with Clark Kent. I don't like that I liked him being goofy as Superman.
I personally love him. I think that he made him human. I think he did a good job at driving. Because you got to remember, this kid is an alien, but he's an alien that was raised from birth in a small town.
Yeah, Cal-El.
By a farm couple. And so those core values.
I love his parents. That might be the best portrayal of Mom Park Kent.
Of Cal-El. Of the Earth parents.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job at that. I think bringing all these characters together, like, I honestly want to see, I know he's not it, but I would love to see Mr. Terrific as a sidekick to Superman in the sequel and moving forward. Like, Mr. Terrific, from a costuming perspective, from, like, he was intelligent, but he was also funny, but also serious where he needed to be.
Right.
Mr. Terrific, to me, and I know I've just seen the film, but as far as, and the bar is so low, to me, he's up there with Blade, Black Panther, and like with as far as how black people are portrayed.
Damn, okay.
No, he's not a main character, but he is his own person. He is, nobody looks like him. I think they captured the retro. The hair was on point. And that's another thing too. Usually they get them fades really bad in these movies. And his hair was on. The T mask. It was on. I want a T mask. I want the T. What's the T?
I remember this brother. He was Darwin in X-Men First Class.
Yeah, that was the unkillable nigga that got killed.
Yeah, I remember him. I was trying to figure out he's from Kenya. Okay.
He gave what it needed to give. I think the effects were really good. Crypto kind of got on my nerves a little bit, but then he redeemed himself.
It sounds like that.
But you see,
it sounds like that dog was
supposed
to be a big part of that movie.
But he was supposed to be that way, like because you saw what happened at the end, and I won't get to it. But hey, listen. By the way, if you are, I will say this, just as a, we are trained as niggas that go watch Marvel films to stay after the credits. Yes, there are definitely 2 post-credit scenes.
Oh, thank you.
You do not need to stay to watch them.
Oh, I'm probably gonna have to. I've trained my son at this point since 2012, the first Avengers movie, that you got to stay to watch the credits. So, but he'll ask me, Dad, we got to stay. So I'm on my phone like, do we got a post credit scene? So I appreciate you letting me know that. And it is Gunn. Gunn had hella like them the post credits for the Guardians movies. Those were movies unto themselves.
But
this isn't that.
He hated those. Like he said, like read interviews about, because he's doing a press junket for this film. He said he hated that he had to do those because they would put him in the corner. He didn't want to use what's his name? Adam
Warlock. Adam Warlock. Yeah, because at some point people are building up that anticipation.
Right, but by him doing that post credits, he had to use Adam Warlock.
Right.
Hawk Girl was nice. What I liked is that what DC is doing that Marvel is still not doing is that DC is not afraid to off people.
I love it.
And that's all I want to say about that.
Kill a motherfucker. Kill a motherfucker.
They are not afraid to off people. Now, I will say this. If you are a fan of Henry Cavill's Superman,
me.
If you're a fan of that Superman, you're going to be like, But
wait. Dare I say, if you're a fan of Henry Cavill and you watch his Superman, you're gonna be like,
you may. Okay.
I'm impartial. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, I know it's your guy though, Mimi.
I was hurt. I was heartbroken. Right. So I might be.
So was he?
For me.
Yeah. But seeing what James Gunn's vision is for this new DCU, I personally like David Corenswet as Superman. I think as far as Christopher Reeve is the template, but as far as all of the new Supermans from Dean Cain and Smallville and all that, David Corenswet is my favorite because he does match the human with the You know what this Superman with David Cornsweet is? David Cornsweet Superman is an Asian child that was adopted by a white woman raised in America. They're clearly Asian and they can't hide it, but they're Americanized. So if you ask them to speak Korean,
it ain't there.
Or Chinese, they're like, "Well, I don't speak that." But they're clearly Asian, right?
So, everybody's gonna ask them that their whole life.
Right. He's clearly an alien with superhero powers, but because of the way that he was raised,
he's just a boy from Kentucky.
He has that kind of like small town kind of thing. And plus, I like that it was colorful. I'm sorry. The last version of the DCU, I will fall asleep every movie.
What did somebody put in the chat? That's the Snyder effect. That was Zack Snyder. Everything had to be. Look at that. And I'm not saying they weren't bad. Like you could tell when that era hit because all his movies, it's like he shoot it in the dark and then he put darkness on it.
I was like, ugh. Like I'm excited to see what he does if they do relaunch, if this proves to be successful, which I think it will be.
I think it will be.
If this proves to be successful and they take their time, I'm interested to see what a Wonder Woman looks like in this universe. I'm interested to see what his version of Batman and Brave and the Bold looks because DC has always been dark. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it should be levels to it. Like what makes when they off somebody in a DC film for me, it's more shocking because it's colorful. Whereas if you kill somebody and it's pitch black the whole time, it's like, all right, girl, I saw that coming. But when you see certain parts in this film, you're like, oh, I gagged a little bit. Like, I gagged.
Superman. This movie may be a problem. I'm just looking. I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes, and I searched that on Google, and it said it set a Rotten Tomatoes audience record. It's at 95% from the audience. The critics is like 83%.
Yeah.
And I mean, at this point, what's in the theaters right now? The Jurassic World movie, which has been a little bit. F1 has been a little bit longer. Lilo and Sis, like this. I got to see what else is coming out movie wise, but this may be.
I'm sorry, can I cut you off? But they have a clear runway until Fantastic Four.
That's a good 2-3 weeks, right? Yeah.
They have a clear runway until Fantastic Four. I think as superhero fans, we're going to eat good this summer because both studios understand that you have to rebuild your cachet.
Got to deliver, so,
even with Fantastic Four, they put out official scene when the Silver Shalabal greets the Fantastic Four and the citizens of Earth when she lets them know Galactus is coming, and it's terrifying.
Oh shit!
Like it's like she'd be like, "Are you the protectors of this planet?" And Susan Storm is like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Hold the one you love dear. Say the things that you would never say out loud because your time is short."
Oh, I love it. Sound like Tony Storm. I'm sorry.
Like, it actually sounds like Viltrumites.
Right. Like, I herald his beginning. I herald your end. I herald Galactus.
Oh,
and I just I
love this.
I love that. Poison. Give me the poison.
That reminds me of the beginning of Infinity War. The way dude was talking about Thanos. Yeah, I love it. I love that.
EDM, what did you think of? Because my favorite was actually how accurate they got Lex. What did you think of Lex Luthor?
I thought Lex Luthor was great. I think Lex Luthor. The thing with this film is that if you know what's going on in the world, which we all should, especially in this country, James Gunn surprised me because of why he got fired from Marvel for tweets and stuff like that. He surprised me with the script and how he references Israel
what's going on in the world.
Yeah, he's like John Hapor and Baravia is Israel and Gaza.
Yeah, I saw they were saying it has like real world.
It's Israel and Gaza. He talks about illegal immigrant in a way. He uses Superman to address the immigrant crisis and what's going on. There's a scene that really that showcases that. It's like I'm surprised James Gunn put this much social and I don't know the man, right? but I'm just surprised that he put this much social commentary in this film, but it's not heavy-handed.
Did you watch Peacemaker?
Huh?
Did you watch Peacemaker?
I did. I love Peacemaker.
I mean, that's all him, and I think that a lot of that is written. Did I talk to him around that? I'm not trying to, but we had a conversation around that time, and I believe there's fourth rope shit on TNA Impact. Anyway, a lot of that is satire. He's very much. It's very much a commentary. If again, go back and look at what was going on politically, and then think about that Peacemaker character and what he represents. Like this is. And he does horror too, so like he pulls a lot from. It's a lot of social commentary that gets turned into these scripts that he writes in these very beautiful films that he makes.
It was wild to see because I was like, oh my god, this is Israel and Gaza, and like it was even Luthor's motivations was Israel and Gaza, and this version of Lex Luthor I thought was so good in the sense that Lex Luthor could be somebody that we know now. But he was so obsessed with Superman. It was low-key given, like, is you trying to smash Clark Kent? Like, like that's what it was given. It's like, girl, you are pressed. Like, why are you distressed?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, press. All I see is press. I love Jimmy Olsen. They got my man from Righteous Gemstones.
Shout out Jimmy.
Jimmy Olsen, and I thought that was a great fit.
Cousin Greg? No, wait, who?
No, the son from Righteous Gemstones.
Which one?
Hey, who was the mother? Who was Superman's biological mother? That wasn't Lady Gaga, was it?
No, that wasn't Lady Gaga.
It looked like I might just be racist.
His father was what's that man's name? He played Rocket in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. From The Hangover.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. Yeah, I was like, I like Bradley Cooper. That looked like Lady Gaga. I see the nose. Maybe I thought it was Lady Gaga.
Rachel Brosnahan. What has she been in? Oh, she was
the Marvelous Mrs.
Marvelous Miss Maisel. She was Miss Maisel.
Yeah. It was definitely. I loved her as Lois. I personally, and when I was reading, because I look at the background, all right. When I was reading, they actually, and this is something that they do a lot when you're going out to audition for films and reading for parts, is they did several combinations of Superman and Lois Lane to see how they worked on screen, and they went with this particular pair. And when you see this particular pair, I see what James Gunn is doing. He is casting people that can be around for a while.
I was going to say, it sounds like it's going to be the long haul. You about to get the whole...
Like, these people can be around for a while. Lois Lane felt lived in. She felt like a real person. She wasn't like Margot Kidder, where she was just like... She had the spunk of Margot Kidder's Lois Lane, but she had the... poise of Amy Adams' Lois Lane.
Okay.
But the intuition of Terry Hatcher's Lois Lane on Lois and Clark.
Okay.
Is Terry Hatcher the only fine one? Lois Lane?
I like Amy Adams, and I thought Margot Kidder was a nice looking woman. Margot Kidder just had a drinking problem. That's why I was watching Superman films with her. She looks real dewy and sweaty because she was alcoholic.
It was that time. Rest in peace, Margot Kidder. But she'd been going through some things.
But I 10 out of 10 recommend. But I am totally looking forward to Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Marvel, and what I like that Marvel did with Galactus is he's comic book accurate, and in one of the trailers you can see his eyes, they glow blue. Like like Galactus.
That's what I want to see.
Look terrifying.
I can't wait to see Galactus. I shout out Superman. Matt, you gonna go see Superman?
I'm sorry, what?
You gonna go see Superman? You went to see Thanos.
Yeah, I'm not like a DC comic guy
at all.
Nah, I didn't like Aqua Blue, Aqua the show.
You don't like Batman?
I didn't like Aqua the show. The last Batman that was the Twilight nigga.
I thought that was fantastic.
Yes. Oh, that's a weird. I shouldn't say weird. It's different. He's like a detective for real.
No, that ain't. I don't want to see that.
You don't want to. You want to see him just beating people up.
Nah, I want. You know what I mean? I don't want to see him as Batman.
But see, that's the thing.
That don't matter.
Everybody said that about him, and he ended up being a fantastic Batman.
He been doing action movies on the low for a minute. Go watch the Christopher Nolan. He was with Denzel Washington's son rappelling up a building in Tenet. Like he been trying to be Batman for about 6-7 years. Huh?
He was in Tenet.
Yeah, he was at low key. I'm not gonna spoil the movie, but yeah, he was very good in that film. Yeah. I fuck with Tenet
in the movie theaters during COVID when there was nobody in there and movies was only 5. All right, so quick thing. I know we got to show it there, but I am a movie addict, right? So fun fact about DDM. Whatever city I'm in, whatever country I'm in, I always go to a movie theater, preferably an Alamo Draft House. But if they don't have an Alamo Draft House, an iPick will do. If you don't have an iPick, then I will settle for AMC.
Damn.
But I love to go to the movies. And
not to settle.
I understand it though. I understand.
AMC is the Walmart of theater chains.
AMC's all I got right now, and I'm gotta go tomorrow. And I'm dreading going up to that ass mall with them shit theaters. But it's like it's either that or the bootleg man. Anyway, keep going, DDM.
But no, AMC is definitely Walmart. But what Miss AMC do, them popcorn buckets. Because see, Miss AMC is the only one that has that Galactus popcorn bucket.
Yes, they do.
And that thing is huge, but it costs $80. But so back to the story. So every city I go to the movie.
Did you say $80?
It's $80. It's huge. It's like
it's not $80.
I can get a pair of
it's not $80, but they not cheap. They're about
$80. It's not $80.
This is Gwen Stacy from the last Spider-Verse movie. This is about $30.
But no, they saying the Galactus one because it's huge.
Wait, hold on a minute.
How much popcorn is huge?
Hold on a minute. They sell bows?
Yeah, it's got a...
Yeah.
It's like,
I've never seen that in my whole
You could fit
life.
You could fit a whole large popcorn in here.
Yeah.
They had a Spider-Man one like it too, but at the AMC I had
$79.95.
They had. We went to go see the Jurassic World not too long ago. They had one with because Megan 2 is out, so they had one that looked like Megan.
Megan's is cute.
I'm not watching either movie. If I was a fan, I'd probably buy that popcorn.
Megan was good. Megan 2.0. She was cute.
I've heard good things about the first. I heard the second one flipped the script, but it was still dope. I got to watch the first one before getting into the second one. But you didn't see nothing about when the Dune movie came out and they made it look like the sandworm or whatever. You stick your hand.
The last movie I saw was Oppenheimer.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit!
Mimi.
Is that just $80? You were damn.
What did that shit come with? A gas card?
I know.
It's probably just one large popcorn.
I think it's it's made out of real white man. I think.
Yeah, you actually eat a world.
Don't get around me.
It's too late. They're gonna be if you go to the theater. They're gonna
use it when you get pulled over.
Yeah, I went to AMC in Annapolis, because they are the only ones that got the bucket. Because I was trying to get one early because I went to see Jurassic World Rebirth. And so I had Davo drive me to AMC because we went to Landmark. And so I said, drive me to AMC because the lady in the line was like, I got the Galactus bucket. So I get over there and I'm like, where the Galactus bucket at? He's like, we only got 10 and we can't put them back out until Thursday morning, the 24th, when we open. They only got 10.
They're dropping like sneakers.
Right. Like what?
Like they only got 10
popcorn bucket drop. Like what?
Like, $80 though? I mean, shit, yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine one with Wolverine's mouth wide open.
That's right. Yeah.
Eating out of Wolverine's mouth is interesting.
Yeah,
that's what they did it for. That's whole Deadpool do all that. I mean, when it's time to add, yeah. But no, I think the popcorn. I want to say it's been the last at least like 2-3 years. They've it's been one of the things because they want to get people back out to the theaters and one of his collectible shit, exclusive shit. Again, 10 of them in there, $80 a pop.
Yeah, I went to see. It's only 10, and I went to. So funny. That's what I'm saying. I went to see Tenet during COVID, right? So during COVID, you had to be a real movie junkie to be in a theater. But I'm gonna say this: it was the cleanest I've ever seen movie theaters.
Gotta be.
There was only 5 of us in there seeing Tenet.
I love it.
You got to
no
see,
more.
I got to see Tenet and New Mutants because those was the only 2 movies that was playing during the pandemic at that time. For $10 all in.
That's
My
crazy.
snack, large popcorn, soda, and peanut M&Ms, $9.
You can't do that. What the?
Dad, have you seen the movie theater in Tyson's?
No, I've never been to that one.
Tight. Wait.
Who's the same? Because I'm an Alamo Draft House bitch.
I don't know.
He said it's giving poor, but keep going.
It's not possible.
Regal is
Tyson's because it's Tyson's.
It's not possible.
I'm not a fan of Regals. There is
Tyson's
a Regal
Corner?
near me, but I don't go
Yeah.
there.
On the other
thought you
side,
meant Tyson
where
Murray.
niggas don't go.
It may be a Regal.
You should no.
It's a Beagle.
It's not
It's
Regal
a
Beagle.
Beagle.
It's a Regal Beagle. They just show a couple movies in.
Regal Beagle. What's that
Beagle?
from? Wait.
Regal Beagle's the oldest reference we had on the pod in a minute.
Yes, that's from an old sitcom.
Three's Company. Yeah. That was a club. That was a club. Regal Beagle. Anyway, what you saying, man?
I almost named the bar Regal Beagle.
I love it. You might as well. Shit,
It's one. I don't know if it's one of them bed joints with the bed and all that shit, but it's like a dinner joint.
It's a chain.
It's an AMC.
Oh, it's a
It's
dining.
them.
Who?
Oh, iPick is like that. iPick has beds.
But it's not a chain. You saying it's just a
I don't think
a spot. It's a spot in Princeton. It's like that. They got like
it's a Center Bistro.
Oh, Center Bistro. We used to have one of those.
Bistro.
I'm not up on that.
Yeah, we used to have a Center Bistro in Baltimore, but when the pandemic happened, all the theaters closed down and they never recovered. Now they that same spot where Center Bistro is, they made it a warehouse cinema, and it's clearly a downgraded experience.
See, DDM, this is the thing, right? This is the thing.
You have to lean in with that one.
I may sound poor, but like the best theater I've had since Memento came out. I saw Memento and Shrek in this theater. It was a AMC 24. They had it was only
That was in the movies?
Shrek? Memento?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there to see Memento. Me and my rest in peace, Doug. I went to see Memento in the theaters. That shit excellent experience in the theaters. It was the only spot that had the IMAX, but even still, before they closed down November 2020, and the building is still the sign to go to the building is still on the highway, but it apparently they dropped the lease and they said fuck that damn theater. It was the Dolby theater was so dope. I would buy Dolby before I would go to the IMAX, but I can't even do it no more. I gotta go to the bullshit mall up in Princeton, and it's either real 3D or digital. I don't do the 3D. I just show me the movie and let me get the hell out that place.
Now,
I need good theaters.
This is where Miss AMC sits everybody down. Miss AMC, we got one in Whitewash. It's the only one.
AMC is poor.
AMC is the Walmart.
The Walmart of movie chain.
AMC is the Carnival Cruise.
Yes,
what's the Target?
What's the Target? That's a good question. Cinemark? I don't know.
I think AMC is more Target than it is Walmart.
Regal?
I don't think Regal's Target.
I think no shade to me. AMC, Regal, they all on like kind of the Cinemark is kind of cute, but they all on the same playing field to me.
You said they're Dollar General.
What is that?
But
Cinemark ain't everywhere.
AMC has a monopoly because AMC has actual IMAX screens.
Yes,
and they have actual Dolby theaters.
The AMC on Lincoln Square in New York is.
So how is that Walmart? Like help me understand.
When did the
customer
movie break
experience in their popcorn quality is Walmart?
I don't eat popcorn.
But the AMC,
this nigga, man.
DDM said
this nigga.
DDM said like DDM said you could buy a Roku TV or you could buy an
Apple TV.
You can buy them both there, not an Apple TV.
I'm buying a Samsung.
You can get the Samsung.
That's right. In New Jersey, the AMCs are top shelf. They have top bars with top shelf liquor.
Near you.
I'm never going to the movie.
No, near you.
Love
you know
that joint in Pikesville. The joint in Pikesville was tough. It was a black
theater.
Yeah,
they was cute. See,
in the city, I never seen them.
I want to make it clear to the BRP universe. I have a grading system when it comes to movie theaters. Okay, I'm a movie.
I never heard of SMG.
Theme, right?
SM what?
So here's the thing.
SMG.
When it comes to popcorn quality, okay, the use of clarified butter, not the artificial stuff that's
shit.
I can't even tell you.
Okay? When it comes to popcorn quality, Alamo Drafthouse Cinebistro. When it comes to a curated movie-going experience, meaning that there's not 800 commercials before the movie starts.
That's definitely AMC.
It's curated. Like Alamo Drafthouse, their previews, and while you're waiting, they have stuff geared. They give you background to the movie you're about to see. Background on the actor.
AMC does that too.
No, but wait, Mimi. So I put in my calendar because I'm going to see Superman tomorrow afternoon. When you buy the tickets, you could put it on your Google Calendar. In the description, the first sentence says the event start time is when trailers and additional content begin. The movie will start 25 to 30 minutes after the listed showtime.
That's industry standard.
That's how it goes. If you don't want to watch none of that, just show up a half hour later.
When you go to Los Angeles, okay? When you go to Los Angeles, at Cinerama, they show 2 previews. That's it. There are no commercials. And I've noticed this. Alamo Drafthouse does not load you down with commercials. AMC literally is like watching YouTube TV. You got 800 commercials. And then after you watch the preview, like why am I watching a preview for the Odyssey and then I'm watching a preview about Carvana?
Odyssey looked dope though.
When did we get movie bougie?
When Alamo Drafthouse started doing clarified butter.
Clarified butter. Ugh.
Clarified butter, baby.
That is real butter, not that artificial stuff.
It's called great.
I thought anything that was liquefied gold was artificial.
No, AMC, like SNME, is crazy.
Real butter, they use clarified butter.
Okay. Let me look at this because I don't think I've ever been to an Alamo.
I've never been. My wife went to go see the first Wonder Woman.
Alamo what?
Drafthouse. Alamo Drafthouse.
And they have really good chocolate chip cookies that are always served hot and soft.
I heard the fried. There's one in Brooklyn. Is it Brooklyn?
That's how it's supposed to be served.
Yeah. And they serve the popcorn in the symbiote mixing bowl. You know the mixing bowl your mother make cakes in? Yeah. That's what they serve your popcorn in.
And you get the lounge chairs, right? Like it's not, you chilling.
And the popcorn is bottomless.
Bottomless popcorn. Do you eat all the popcorn that you buy?
No.
I finished the popcorn before the movie.
I don't. I purposely buy a small bag because I cannot eat all of it. The shit makes me irate. And maybe that's what it is. You know what? Maybe it's the butter. Maybe you're right. Wait. Maybe he's right. Maybe it's because of the butter that I don't, because like maybe 5 bites in, I don't want the popcorn anymore.
Oh, I love it.
You're eating artificial slime.
That's probably what it is.
Okay.
Me and my cousin is the only niggas sneaking Burger King and McDonald's.
I used to. When I
Burger King, I've elevated. Today it was what's the little sub joint?
Not you elevated.
No, nigga, we listen. I'm not eating that food. I'm not paying $13 for mediocre popcorn.
Son, Sham,
I love the popcorn.
Me and Sham just had this conversation. He was like, "Yo, when you started pulling cheeseburgers out your pockets,
I've been there." When I went to see There's Something About Mary, me and my cousin we had the cargo shorts. We had the Big Mac in one pocket. We had the fries.
I'm pulling these bitches out like Papa Man.
I've been there.
It's no need to do that. They don't even check you
Like
like that.
Terry Crews in the longest yard.
When you got a rack of kids, with the snacks in the bag.
A rack of kids is crazy.
We going to fight. If you, hey, listen, I don't trust you if it's more than 3 of y'all going to the movies and you don't go to five below. We got that, man.
Go get the herbos.
Wait, y'all, have y'all ever seen the Piece of the Bulls in the China shop? You ever seen the videos of it's just like 5 or 6 brothers that they do the most. Like the one brother took a whole box of pizza. He put a box of pizza up under his jacket. Nigga had cereal. He had milk and he had cereal. The one had sandwiches. Like, yeah, they was really in there bringing food.
If it gotta get in there, I'm getting it in there.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, hold on.
Are you?
Gotta get in. I'm getting it in there.
On that note, we should probably get to this show. We should get to this show on this weekend before a long ass weekend of wrestling. I'm watching 2 wrestling.
Yo,
where is it?
Bringing Little Caesars in there is insane.
He had a whole box of pizza.
That nigga said he was hot and ready.
Patreon.com/Black Rasslin. God damn it. StreamYard messed everything up. Here we go.
Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to another action-packed card of All-Star Wrestling.
Somebody said bring a 20-pound seafood boil in the fucking.
Hey, yo. 20-pound glizzy and a seafood boil into the movies is crazy.
You holding that bitch like a newborn.
Shout out
hey,
to the Black
please?
executive at Red Lobster because he's listening to the people.
Nah, facts. Yeah, he said this what y'all want. Bet. We got you.
And he said, it's not enough seasoning? Oh, we got you. Okay, and Parmesan. You can build your own pool now. Like, you're not playing.
Peace. Welcome back to Black Rasslin. You've been rocking with us for about 57 minutes. Not only do you know a lot about what's about to be one of the number 1 movies this weekend, but you know that God is clearly still working on us. As always, it's your boy. Still ain't got no title. I just got my squad. I got fans, but I can't turn them on because nigga, what's that sound in the background? Anyway, what's that sound in the background? Anyway, as you can see, the squad is on the line. Miss Mimi. She's smoking that tree. No, she's not. No, she's not. Say what's good to the people, yo. Say what's good.
I got it tagged.
Jesus Christ.
Islanders. Evolution is on. BRP is back. Mimi's here. Hashtag the buckle. Hashtag BRP50. Hashtag we're live.
What is going on? DDM.
What the fuck is going on here?
I don't know.
What's going on? Hi, guys. It's DDM, the EST of BRP.
I got that in my fridge.
Yes.
You know, I support my people. I support my namesake.
Yes.
I almost wore that T-shirt, DDM, but I'm glad you wore it because I didn't want to be
twin. Could never.
Yeah.
Could never be on a Minute Maid box.
Champ. Jesus. With the Lola. He got 18 belts. God damn.
Check this out.
This
is representative of most of y'all being suckers.
Oh shit.
IllFan79 on your social media choice, motherfucker. I'm ill.
That is a lot of chaos, brother Matthew. What the?
Damon.
Dipping? Dipping.
Damon.
I respect it. I like that. I like that shirt. I like that shirt.
Damon.
Peace to the squad. Peace to the chat. Appreciate y'all. Right, there's a lot you could be doing. Trick Williams is on TNA on YouTube right now, and the bald one. I think that's Gabe Kidd on AEW right now. But you rocking with us. Before we get into anything this weekend, there's something I wanted to bring up last week because this book recently came out. Shouts to the good brother Ian Douglas. He did. You know how BRP is. We love to highlight Black history, and he did a book called A Dedicated Novelty, which is here to go to cover. It's looking at, it's an essential guide to Black pro wrestling history from 1880 to 1950.
Oh wow.
We when at my former employer, we worked on a piece back in it was at the end of Black History Month. It was on a brother named Clarence Bolden, who may be the first Black world champion. In like 1907, he was referenced as being a world light heavyweight champion in the periodicals. But the problem was he was known as the Cuban Wonder. But see, because apparently from what the brother broke down, and I mean, he went to like that real journalism, you know what I mean? He went to the papers from back in the day. The brother's listed on his birth records as a Negro of light complexion. Him and his brother they was stealing, essentially. There was a lot of issues with the law, and he did the dash on a couple charges and was good at wrestling. And said, "Oh, you gonna call me the Cuban Wonder? I'm about to be a Cuban Wonder for about 20 some years." I want to say he passed away with nobody knowing truly that he was a Negro world champion. And the way they wrote about him in the paper, with the way that the ladies was looking at him and whatnot, those writers in them journals, there was some that knew, but the major stuff, especially when he was wrestling the Frank Gotchas and whatnot, I don't know, it's a lot of history like that in there. It's a number of people. You can King Kong Clayton, Reginald Siki, there's a lot of names in there. You can buy this book right now on Amazon. I don't think there's a Prime deal or a Prime Day deal for it, but if you order it now, you probably get that shit in a couple of days. Shouts out to Ian Douglas though. Go grab that book. Good Black wrestling history in there for reals. God damn. Again, there's too much wrestling. There's too much wrestling.
Too much under-promoted wrestling.
I do have a question. I mean, in the context of in the conversation of folks talking about being one race and representing themselves as another.
Yeah.
Brother Jacob Fatu.
Oh my God.
Jacob Fatu.
I was recording the shouts out to the patreon.com/Black Rasslin. I was recording an episode of WWE LFG, and I'm not going to ask a question because I don't want to sound crazy on the pod proper, but the conversation led me to I started talking about the situation, and then I went to the Genius because people been online like, yo, someone was saying nigga this, that, and the third, and I look, every utterance of the word is in his verse. Somebody at some point
approved that.
I don't know who is. I don't know what.
I think it's Rikishi's song, ain't
it? I'd have to check in chat. Let me know officially. Sarah said probably isn't the first one. You ain't wrong. I was surprised. Like they was. Is that a song y'all bumping?
No, she was talking about the Black champion that nobody knew.
Oh well, no. I'm sorry, Sarah. You're not wrong. But and that's the thing. I mean, not to go to. That's the thing with the documentation of Black wrestling history is there's so much. Again, working on that piece with Ian months ago, there's so much. I got some of the stuff saved. There's so much. I couldn't even fit everything that he had into the piece just because of how things work in the world. But it's a lot of working on that has made me think about similar pieces. And when I realized it, like whether it's Too Cold Scorpio, whether it's Doom, there's stuff out there, but like the actual conversation about what's going on week to week isn't there like it is for some of your counterparts. And that's the other thing. I mean, we're talking about 120 plus years of newspaper, documents and whatnot. Like, shout out to the microfiches and the people, keeping that content alive, with the PDFs or whatever, because again, that's what you got to pour over to get these quotes to figure out what the true story is. But shouts out to Ian Douglas. What were you saying, fam?
The song.
Oh, the song. My fault.
I said this 2 years ago at BlurCon. Specifically, we were there, and at that point, Roman was in the middle of his like historic run, right? Mm-hmm. And it was very good, but black people seemed more so to gravitate to him, and they were acting like Roman was us. Listen,
like they act like Cody's us. Mm-hmm.
They cool. Listen, see, that's the third strike, Mimi, right there. That was the third strike. You crazy like them people. I told you.
That's a good point. Mimi said.
Listen, they call him Raheem.
They didn't even say his name. Mimi said, pew, 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 pew.
They put a koofy on him.
They call him Cody Luther King. Yeah.
Correct. But that's people online. That is people like online. Mm-hmm. These Samoans. You know what I mean? He's out here. You know what I mean? Yaraminin.
It's a lot of Yaraminin, yeah. And they love that. Because it's Bay Area shit too, but yeah.
Right. And I don't have a problem with any of that.
Right.
It's all cultural. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. It's whack.
It felt unnecessary.
All right, let me say the thing that I feel like never is said about these situations. I don't feel like this nigga racist at all.
No, it's that middle ground area of using the word nigga in particular. But I'm sorry, keep going.
And the issue is the cookout. The issue is the concept of the cookout, and niggas playing with that so much. Oh, he can come to the cookout. Oh, Sammy, he danced everything. He can come to the cookout. Ain't no cookout. It ain't no cookout. It ain't no cookout because you cannot play like that because it is what you call a slippery slope. I think A$AP Rocky said that in the movie. It's a slippery slope.
What if it was somebody he was jailing with though? Because he's been in and out the Yami for a minute.
Listen, right? Y'all fail to understand and realize that they have
talk about it
a slew of from soup to nuts black folks intertwined into their families
through their whole life.
They've been doing cookouts for a very long time. So the people that they roll with has given them the space to hold, to use the word.
J-Rock in the chat, you right.
It's still wrong.
I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm saying that is what it is. You see them. They have married black women with black families. They are not like sitting in anybody's Eiffel Towers. They was on that yacht with tin pans. They are from the streets.
I don't care what your zip code is.
You're not listening to me. Nigga. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying you're not listening to me. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm saying the people that they roll with gave them the license to think that it's okay. So that's where it's coming from. We should not be surprised. I'm looking at the black folks in their circle. Surprised. I'm not I didn't say that you said it was something you should be surprised. I'm saying that is what it is.
That's where it comes from.
But that's where it comes. They gave them, the people in their circle gave them the okay.
Somebody fucked up. Somebody down the line fucked up.
Period. Because he didn't say it for the first time in that song.
No.
So
he walked up to me, was like, "What's up, my nigga?" I'm like, "What's up,
wait, B Foster, you don't think The Rock's got a rap song coming out where he's dropping nigga 3 times in a verse?
No, he's what you call it?
No.
I don't think he's not that kind of guy.
No,
like The Rock would never. That's not his brand. That's not what he does
at all.
At all. And his father is actually black, but
his father's a soul man.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't see that in his branding. I've never seen it in his branding, so it's I'm not going to give him that charge.
Rock never said nigga in a movie.
No, because he's white in the movies.
He be Italian.
He definitely white in that goddamn UFC fighter movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, it's a whole white. He's Puerto Rican and white.
The Rock is,
but that dude is very much a white man.
Neil said it. The Rock is J-Lo.
That's why I said it, because J-Lo was Italian in mad movies when
she's white in the movies.
She's white in real life.
We had this conversation years ago.
She's white in real life.
I think it comes with consistency. Personally. No, I'm talking about this whole Jacob Fatu thing, and just when we look at, I'm gonna be honest with you, we have to be consistent in how we tie it, because one thing about our people is that when it's good, oh yeah, you fam. Then when it's bad and we under fire, oh no, you're not fam. You shouldn't do that. One thing I will say about certain other races, they don't play with their stuff ever.
Yeah.
Never getting invited to a cookout. You're never getting that. Mm-hmm. I don't care how nice you are. I don't care how adjacent you are. You're never getting it.
I noticed. I don't know if it's a California thing, because Unbiased the Clown in the chat is basically saying the Bay Area. It's like what Mimi was saying. The Samoan, I don't know if the Samoans is just black people from the islands. I don't know about all that, but I mean, there is a lot of mixing of everybody out there. And I noticed with the Tyler the Creator crowd, they were loose with the word as well, and they had a lot of white people around them too. Because sometimes it is, and I'm not saying the thing is that it's not right, but there are pockets out there where they are much free. Fat Joe.
That's what Kels is saying, and me and
uses the word crazy.
Joe loves it,
and and again, somebody out there,
Puerto Ricans in the Bronx,
said, "Hey,
that's their thing," good. And I just be looking like, "What?"
Yeah, this isn't a new opinion for me, by the way.
Right.
I'm
of course.
We've been arguing this for years.
I've always hated that Fat Joe is so comfortable and uses it all the time.
It's weird with him, especially over the last couple of years. I don't want to get too off on the tangent. I should talk about, but
the word, no matter how you interpret it, whether black people using it as repurposing it for power and things like that. One thing I love about my director at my day job is she is very much a modern woman, very much fun-loving, but then she has these moments where she reminds me how pro-black she is, and she's a very fair-skinned woman, black. Okay. And she said, like I said today, well, we want to. I was like, we want to get some of our more seasoned people better training. She said, don't use the word season. That's a slave term. That's what they used to say about us. They're going to season us. She said, don't use it. Then one day I was like, we were doing a theme at work, and it was a casino. And we had the team separated by different cards. So house of clubs, diamonds, aces. And I was like, we do House of Spades. She said, That's a time. Like, she is so intentional.
Yes.
And I feel like people like her in our community they're not prevalent.
It's a real lifestyle. Like, you really got to walk with intention.
Her education is there, and I've never heard her both at work or outside, because I see her outside of work, everything like that. I've never heard her use the N-word, and I think personally it has to go, because as long as you're putting that in the atmosphere, it's going to be a thing.
That's the back and forth.
It's like, for me, the whole bullshit story about, we're repurposing it for our power. No.
Who said that?
No,
Really?
I mean, that's been the thing.
It's a
People
narrative.
say we're repurposing it. No, you're not. It was a term used to degrade you. And I've used the word. I'm not saying I'm not. But here's the thing: if we're going to get upset, we have to look at all things, because at the end of the day, I don't mean no harm, but some other races, they do not play about theirs, and they never gonna play about theirs.
Mm-hmm.
You're never gonna catch them using certain terms that were used to kill them, imprison them. They're just not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, we think that this is something that is cute, and we repurpose. No, it's time to move on. It's time to move forward and chart a new path for our children and for the future generations. The tired excuse of repurposing and all this, it's tired now at this point. Because at the end of the day, we got to start. This is why we have issues from other races when they're like, oh yeah, but the black people always show up. They'll come and save us. Now, a lesson is being learned in this country right now from assuming that the people are gagging. That's another conversation for another day. But we've got to start moving forward and going into the next phase of who we are. It's late at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. And then in the spirit of moving on, there's like 20 wrestling shows. Nah, facts. I mean, it starts
the weekend. I decided to come back.
It starts tomorrow.
I mean, it started Monday.
Well, I mean, I guess it never stops.
Right.
But like right now, I've got my laptop and my TV on because TNA is running Impact all summer on YouTube, and Collision is on right now because they're going to be on Saturday at like 1:00, 1:30, something like that, our time, because they in Texas in the afternoon. But no, Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor starts. We just had a big ass wrestling weekend like the other day. What you saying, man?
It's too much.
It's a lot of wrestling.
I think there's a lot of wrestling.
It's certain points in my life where I step the fuck away. I have stepped away in the last week and a half, and I've been refreshed, my nigga. I've watched the whole season of New York Undercover.
This is why this nigga's always behind on TV shows.
I was talking about New York Undercover.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. So when niggas say it is 20 wrestling shows, I know that I am out. When they start tying up those loose ends, I'm good, so I can start back on Monday.
Well,
here's the problem. Here's the problem, though.
I'm listening.
Outside of the Ring of Honor show and the AEW show, I feel like everything else is like the implications aren't going to be that severe because they've been all treated kind of like house shows.
So,
but no, the NXT, the Bash will probably be
the Great American Bash. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. Great American Bash feel like, oh, we forgot that we had this show booked.
That was the Bash.
We forgot we did counter program, and no disrespect, we had this show booked. It's 4 matches on that card right now.
But
they finally got 5. I'm sorry, they finally got 5. It was 3 the other day.
You have the Bash, but some of that carries over to Evolution, right?
Yes.
So I mean,
does it? Wait.
Yeah, because you got the Tony. Not I would already say Tony Storm. Pardon me. The Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace is it? Jordan Grace is teaming with Blake Monroe to take on Fatal Influence in just a tag match, and then that's Saturday afternoon. Then Sunday, she's facing JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship.
Jordan Grace.
So the thought may be that they could jack her up Saturday afternoon, and then
Enough.
Sunday night she may not be able to perform to do the damn thing
and keep the belt on JC.
Well, now the problem is, and again, see how this is all tied together. I'm watching TNA because Slammiversary is July 20th, not this weekend, but next weekend, and they're already Jordan Grace and JC Jane are in a match to face Masha Slamovich, I believe, at Slammiversary. Like, I don't know if I think
it's a 3-way.
I think whoever wins that match may face
the winner
Masha the winner of the match at Evolution may face Masha Slamovich at Slammiversary. I don't know. I feel like they may have JC Jane win at Evolution just so they can have Jordan Grace. I mean,
like, even believable. Like, what?
What's the better?
Like,
what's
I
the
thought
better
that
match
girl
for
did not have the belt
Slammiversary?
anymore. This is wow. Okay.
Is JC Jane versus Masha Slamovich at Slammiversary the match that they're trying to do? It feels like a Jordan Grace spot to me, but I don't know if that means she's going to be champion or not going for that match.
You don't know.
It's almost like there's too much going on right now. But I did want. Damn, there's 7 matches on this card. I don't know if people are trying to watch Supercard of Honor.
That's what I said.
Oh, that's coming on too.
That's on tomorrow.
You see that? You see what he just said?
Which one? What is it?
This is Ring of Honor, this is the problem.
Ring of Honor.
Did you hear what Depp just said?
He said that's on too.
Exactly our point.
I didn't realize it was a thing until Tuesday afternoon. But I mean, this is the thing. You're getting an Athena versus Thunder Rosa
on the card, boy.
ROH Women's World Title match. You're getting a Lee Moriarty and Blue Panther going to have a dope pure wrestling rules match on that card. You were supposed to get a Red Velvet match for the Women's World Title or TV title match, but she injured, so they're doing an interim match. But and Takeshita, bless you, Takeshita is also on that show as well. Takeshita going to be a banger no matter what. He may be ROH World Champion.
I think the wrestling's going to be dope here. This look like
nobody that's on this show is going to be watching this show.
That's the thing. I will likely watch Athena and Lee Moriarty's matches at least for the Patreon.
That's it.
But it won't be live because I want to say this show starts at 8.
Oh, hold on.
Tomorrow? This
is Friday.
During SmackDown?
Pretty much, yeah. I got to confirm the time. Hold up. Does it say 8 p.m. here? I want to say it's 8 p.m.
That don't make no sense.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah.
I'll keep it a buck. It's more black people wrestling on this show than we going to.
That be the problem, right?
So is this pay-per-view? Is this on the
this will be on the Honor
problem
Club, I believe. Yeah, this is on Honor Club. So you got to pay $5, $6. However you watch Ring of Honor TV on Thursdays, which I believe that show's on YouTube right now as well. It's on that service. I want to say it's $5 or $6 a month. But I don't know. It's
more subscriptions.
It don't stop TNA trying to sell a subscription, but they also trying to get a show for y'all. But I mean, if you look at, do we look at Sarah's main event?
I kind of want to watch that. I want to watch that Ring of Honor show. It's a lot of
the Ring of Honor show sound dope.
Listen what Carl said. It's a lot. We're gonna end up watching that instead of SmackDown as a family.
What's SmackDown? Oh, hold up. SmackDown's got I know Street Profits and Y6 got a match.
Oh God.
On SmackDown. So
SmackDown.
You could get it's a title match?
Yeah, that's a done deal.
They could be losing that title going into this weekend.
Not the Black Dynamite.
Because they just won. I thought they was gonna lose not too long ago.
Shout out to the New Day. They had their fume. They had
the whole shit on.
That nigga look like Mary J. Blige and Not Gonna Cry video.
Not gonna shed no tear. I don't know what tag team wrestling on Raw is right now.
Nobody cares about tag team wrestling.
Yeah, that's been the case for years. Hey, listen,
I do.
I love tag team wrestling, but I don't know what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
Somebody said Jelly Roll make music.
Wait, so SmackDown July 11, 2020. They said Jelly Roll's supposed to be doing like wrestling.
Niggas, yeah, they said he's training. They say he's training to do something at SummerSlam. They say Jelly Roll make music for people who got tattoos of their kids but don't got custody.
Jesus Christ. I forgot that he was a rapper because all I knew about him was being a country boy. Ty Smitty, I know that they had a match last week, but on July 11th, Profits versus Wyatt Six for the tag titles. I don't know what else to tell you, my brother. And they may be losing them shits if you want to be real.
They bet not. They goddamn bet not. But no one would be surprised.
The problem is there's technically two WWE shows 2 weeks before a 2-night SummerSlam. And on those big PLEs, WWE's notoriously not had they had the New Day on WrestleMania. When the brothers or the sisters have tag titles, you're not always seeing them on the PLEs.
Mm-hmm. Look how long it took the Usos to get a goddamn Mania match.
They'll put them on the SmackDown before, on the Raw after, real quick. Not saying they're not gonna be on SummerSlam, but I would be more surprised. Damn, T. Smitty said, you know what? Split up the profits. We convinced them. Nah, but I think it'll be a situation where they lose the titles before SummerSlam, before them having a match on SummerSlam right now.
The reality is nobody cares, and this is the reality. Like, honestly,
that's the problem.
No shade. The storylines is not storylining. My whole take on this whole wrestling weekend, whatever you want to call it, like Ring of Honor, if you want to watch on paper good pure wrestling matches, that's probably going to be the show to watch. But the problem with that is these great matches are nice, but who's watching them?
Me.
Like, nobody. Yeah, but nobody. Who's subscribing to Honor Club? Who's doing all that?
Their audience, though, I think those are the niggas. Like they serve their corner, right? The niggas that shoot that dope in their vein. They need that goddamn. I want some real rap. Those people go there.
And that's what I was saying.
But it's a small audience, so it's not big.
Yeah, right. If you want to see good wrestling matches, that's the show for you. If you want to see a lady that's had a title for 2 years that nobody got to see, then that's for you. That is something for everybody. My issue with wrestling at large right now is the lack of proper promotion and preparation, and that's across all opcos.
Hey, peeps.
Okay.
Where else are you said DDM? Because I mean, we've been talking a lot of AEW, but I mean, like, again, there's 5 shows. For Evolution was absolutely terrible. The bill for Saturday night's main event was absolutely terrible. Ring of Honor, I guess the YouTube wrestling division. If that's for you, then great. But I'm going to say this: the only show that I'm remotely excited to watch is actually All In.
That's the best ticket this weekend.
All In.
I went to see if AEW was out to lunch last week.
Okay.
And I turned on the TV and I watched AEW Dynamite. And I was actually entertained.
What was on the screen when you were entertained?
It was Hangman Adam Page. And it was that whole Death Rider thing. And yes, I'm ready for Moxley to drop the belt. But yes. I was like, okay. The girl said, let's get back to basics. Let's get a storyline together. Let's make it make sense. Let's not do the most or not enough. And let's just make a good, solid wrestling show with some solid storylines on television. And that's all I really ask. Out of all of the programs, here's the thing that's so crazy to me, is that if you know DDM's profile on paper, I should have on every female wrestling outfit, t-shirt, hat, jacket, and I don't. Because WWE has gotten to a place where TKO, in my opinion, and this is the views expressed here are not those of Black Rasslin Podcast. They are solely of Dapper Dan Midas. Okay. What I think has happened here is that WWE has gotten incredibly comfortable with the cash cow. Wrestling is on an uptick now, so they're making all of their money. People are going to show up to see their favorites. It's a casual thing. But the reality is, if you don't want to get back to 2017 again, okay, you still got to deliver something that's remotely sensical, okay? And the reality is, I'm sorry, they're going to blame these women, and they're going to say that women don't draw. That's what they're going to say. But they did in what is crazy to me is that in an era where we have such a stacked women's division in WWE across all brands, that you cannot muster enough time in the creative department to create, even if you had 3 solid women's storylines going, you could have backfilled the rest of the card with matches that you got later. But sorry, nobody wants to see Naomi and Jade, okay? Nobody wants to see that. Not
DDM, when the dirt sheet said that Liv Morgan, and piece of Liv, I ride or die, Jersey all day. When they said that Liv Morgan being out disrupted the lead into Evolution so much that they had to switch. They didn't even know what Nikki Bella was doing.
They didn't have anything planned.
It's crazy that was
like
a story
what?
that got pushed
Liv
out there.
Morgan.
Because the thing is it's not like they didn't have time. Because she been out for a minute, a couple weeks at the very least, if not a little longer. Even when she was on TV, there's women's storylines that are building. It didn't feel like they were going towards Evolution. It was funny. I was looking at Saturday's main event. There's no women on that card at all. It's kind of like that 2018 year was all men in Saudi, and then they had all the women on the roster working the Evolution card.
That's right.
I like that. I liked how I love that Evolution card, but it's kind of crazy to think that 7 years later, the way Maybelline is a partner with WWE now, there's so much going on. Again, Minute Maid got 3 different superstars on the packages at the Walmart. I walked down the street. It
just proves that the new formula does not always work with a brand like this that's so legacy driven, and the legacy of this brand is booking, it's stories, it's the champions, it's all of that, it's the characters itself. And when you become super lazy, and some people might not want to hear this, it is what it is, but even in the worst of times, we had at least the worst stories. And
it was still a story.
It was still a story. It was trash, but it was still stories, and it still kept us engaged regardless. And this right here, like, I was thinking about myself, like, and I'm only speaking for myself. I'm thinking like, what if I don't watch this anymore? I've been gone for 3 weeks. I've not watched wrestling for 3 weeks. And every time I come in, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm not interested. I'm not interested. And for you to say that Liv threw a whole pay-per-view off.
That's what they said.
That's insane.
Jersey. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say no disrespect to Jersey.
No.
I know you repping.
The thing is, she's been working, but it's also a very easy storyline to go with. Like, goddamn, we had Liv set for 15 different things. That's gonna be going for a year, so it fucked the pay-per-view up. Sounds crazy. Right, but the thing is, it's also a very easy scapegoat to then see how they progress, because they kind of just let the shows go. And not that the stakes ain't there. They got 7-8 matches for the card, but like, it don't seem like people
and you got champions, you got women in championship spots, and you got women that want to wrestle. Like, even if they didn't want to, they could have split it, NXT and main event. Like, it could have been like a Survivor Series type situation.
They were building towards it on NXT. They were building towards it like it was some Survivor Series type shit at the end of that show. They was all scrapping.
It's too late now.
It's too late. It's too late.
Let me ask a question.
A month ago.
Yes. Yeah.
Let me ask a question. With because I don't know if there's anything else that can be like Evolution, right? Because if you do a
Black
dedicated
Illusion,
card,
I'm sorry.
if you do a show like this,
right, Mills,
are you like what's the purpose of your show, right? Like what's the purpose? What's the purpose of a show like an Evolution? And when I say that is because like, all right, shows like your Big 4/5, the purpose of that show is to blow most of that stuff off, right? Or put us in a mode for Mania. Of course, usually the shows on the way are used, and I'm just talking about like the regular PLEs are used to either further storylines or end them, right?
Yes.
You
Set
have
up new ones, yeah.
When you do a thing like Evolution, which who knows if they really wanted to do it, because them niggas they played in our faces talking about it could possibly happen for months, really
for months.
Years.
It was but I mean, like the couple months before they announced it, it was in the chat. It was a news story every week, and it was the same story. Oh, they may do it. We ain't got a date, but they may do it at some point.
Right, and so the problem here is, so when you wait that long to do it, you're like, all right, what's the purpose of this show now, right? And not only is it a problem with time, now you're mixing brands, right? You're mixing the NXT niggas, and you have to, right? Because some of the focus needs to specifically go on the women down in NXT, but at the same time, you have stories. I mean, as much as niggas may not want to see Jade and dang it, y'all know the gal. Y'all don't, as much as niggas, yeah, Jade Naomi, that story has the most story of anything there.
It's getting tired though, and that's the thing, and they're resting their loyals on that one, and I don't think that they should. I think it has legs to keep going for till SummerSlam. Honestly, we didn't need that match. And the purpose of Evolution is to mainly showcase the women. That's what it is. They have showcased themselves every single week, period. And so the first time it happened, that wasn't a bad show at all. That show was actually, I was there. That was that a triple threat that was that Becky and Charlotte? Was that a triple threat, or was that just them? Because I don't have good match memory.
Hold on, let me
that
pull
match was really good. The Battle Royal was good. Like the matches on that card was
that
really,
Tony Storm was on
really,
that card. She had it was like the Mae Young Classic finals and whatnot. Yeah, there was a lot going on that show.
It was a really good show.
It was Becky versus Charlotte, last woman standing for the SmackDown Women's title.
Very good.
Yeah,
it was, all of this was good. I don't think that. I think people. I literally thought this was going to be fluff. I never thought this was going to be booked. The show was going to be booked, ever, because 7 years for what? And it's we can say the same thing about Saturday Night's Main Event. Saturday Night's Main Event, in my opinion, is a waste of production.
It's the why of it is like 7 years later. I don't understand why Evolution is happening right now, and I also don't know if there's going to be an Evolution 2026. The way they're stumbling into it, it don't feel like this is going to be something that's going to be happening.
It's set up to fail. It's set up to fail. It feels like.
And that's what I was saying. It feels like it's purposely set up to fail. The stories ain't story, and even if you're not going to do stories, like on paper, some of these matches should be good as far as just from a pure wrestling perspective. I think that they should be good, but I just don't think like I should be. Y'all know I love Lady Wrestling, and I'm super hard on it because I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because it shows a real lack of care for these women. It shows a real lack of care for the division, but also too, if I'm being quite frank, it is also indicative of the state of the country. I think that from a business perspective, WWE is looking at it like this, because when we look at ticket sales for Evolution are not good. They're moving people from the nosebleeds down to prime seating. Now, part of that can be blamed on the booking for sure. But I think another part of that is, and it's something that I think we have to wake up to and sober around to, is that the wrestling fandom and universe is very sexist and it's very racist, and it's always been that way, and it's going to continue to be that way. A lot of the people who support this sport are not nice people. They are not civil people. They are not kind people. And I know I may ruffle some feathers with that, but if you go in any wrestling chat room, message board, blog, YouTube show, the comments tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Evolution, while I don't think WWE did a good job at building it, also part of it is the fandom. That's just what the fandom is, and I'm coming to accept the fact that I came into wrestling again at a time when we were seeing a lot of black faces, brown faces, a lot of women. I came in a time where, quite frankly, I was fooled. I came in a time when WWE was doing its target, where it was like, yeah, we love diversity and inclusion. But as soon as they got the green light that was not going to be the mandate moving forward in this country, it all changed. And what we're seeing now is this is what the fandom is.
Mm-hmm.
That sweet spot that I was watching from 2020 to 2023-ish, early 2024, that was an anomaly. And I accept that now. Yes, what we're seeing right now, this is the standard.
So you know what you made me think of, that when you talk about the like the environment of the country and whatnot. The thing is, I think what may have played a role in them green lighting it, even without necessarily having a plan for it, other than whatever they have for Liv Morgan apparently, is women's sports in this country, specifically like basketball.
Like Clark, Angel Reese,
yeah, niggas getting shoe deals every day at this point. They're pouring more money into it. It's not where it's supposed to be, but it's the trajectory is seems to be correct.
It's the top of the conversation, yeah.
Correct. And them seeing that is possibly one of the big reasons niggas book the show.
That's
like,
I also think that they tried to the save, I think, is putting it in Atlanta. I think they tried to couple it with this concert that's happening to see if people
Beyonce's there, right?
Yeah, to see if people will if that will create some type of synergy, right? Because initially it was, for me, it was Beyonce on Friday, Evolution on Sunday or Saturday, whenever it is,
Jade and Naomi.
Bring myself home. That was what it was supposed to be. But I changed my plans. But then when you really think about it,
good, by the way.
those
I like this.
ticket sales for Beyonce, nobody's buying those tickets and buying Evolution.
You're not going to both.
They had to sell kidneys and livers and plates to get them goddamn tickets to wear them cowboy boots.
It's two different outfits. It's two different, tax brackets. It's a lot going on. Yeah, it's a lot.
And the thing is, I saw somebody in the chat said it's only 331 tickets left for Evolution. Yeah, if I bought a bunch of tickets and put them on StubHub, I would only have 331 left too.
Also, they're closing off seats. They're closing off seats and upgrading the people who have seats.
Right,
that's right.
Too. If I got to give away T-shirts, okay, that's a problem.
What's up, man?
Fam, you're right in that, seeing what women's sports is doing, but also too, is that a Trojan horse? Is that a Fabergé egg? Because they're on the covers of these things, but it's only certain people that are actually really selling this stuff out, right? So when we look at from a wrestling perspective, wrestling, I hate to say this, the wrestling fandom is very niche and it's very specific.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very misogynist and it's very racist. Not saying it's not that type of other sports, but I don't mean no harm, and I love the chat. Once again, these are all the opinions of DDM. This is not a reflection of Black wrestling, but wrestling fans are some other type people. No shade. They some other type people. And I'm a Beehive member. Okay, I'm a Beehive member, and I'm a Beehive member, and I'm a Barbie. And I'm gonna tell you, wrestling fans is something else.
You can do that.
Not that DDM. That combination makes you a bad person. I do want you to know that.
You can be part of the Beehive and a bar.
As a bad person,
Yeah, they're
I'm
friends.
saying that as a Beehive member and a Barbie, y'all, the wrestling people, they on a whole different planet.
Nikki said Jay-Z.
I feel like all
fucked
niches
everything up.
We were just talking about this.
Basketball, boxing, NFL.
They don't care. They don't care what they say about her husband.
Damn.
She don't care.
Shit.
Like, that's their opinion.
Come
on, friend, let's get on this song.
What you was gonna say, man?
I don't even fucking remember.
You said bring up the what you call
no. I think it's if the card is fire, none of this shit matters.
The card was fired 7 years ago.
I think that I will say
nobody expected it to be as fire as it was. This shit is fire. I'm guaranteeing it's not going to be 7 years.
So, but the thing is if it's fire in front of an empty building, it don't matter.
That's right.
To who?
Right.
To the niggas who are going to put the money in throwing another one.
That's why it's 7 years later.
Check the numbers to the last one. Check the numbers to the last evolution.
While you're looking up the numbers, let me ask this: is SmackDown in Atlanta?
I think they're in Atlanta.
So SmackDown's in Atlanta. Weekend. Saturday Night Main Event is in Atlanta, and Evolution is in Atlanta. And they really think that people going and Great American Bash.
And Great American Bash, yeah.
And
maybe Raw too.
Okay. How much Atlanta? I know Atlanta is the home of the stunt queen, but how much? And Beyonce doing 4 shows in Atlanta.
Jesus.
How much money you think is really going to go around?
The reports are that 90% of that arena was filled in 2018. They sold 7,000 tickets, but 3,000 of those tickets were belonging to scalpers. I don't know if they papered the rest of the arena, but I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, 90% of the arena being sold, and they were calling it a sellout, but it's not a true sellout.
It was not a sellout.
So what's the numbers on this one? What's the size of the?
They were. Let me go to WrestleTix. They were saying that there were 331 tickets sold. I don't know what the size of the arena was. Saturday's main event. Where's Evolution?
It's not fair to these ladies.
Available tickets 1,500. Current setup is 6,600 with 4,800 tickets distributed. So it sounds like it's going to be the size of the last show. Honestly,
it's the same size.
Maybe with more sold, as opposed to last year 7 years ago, where there was more of a scalper type vibe. But yeah, they didn't put it in arenas bigger than what AEW is doing. And you could take for that what you will. But seeing that, I did.
And mind you,
I'm kind of surprised it's at the same in the same size arena. I figured it would have been something bigger, to be honest with you.
Mind you, they give away tickets as well.
Well, that was the thing with the last one. I remember the conversation was that a lot of those tickets were given away because of the show and the optics and everything, especially because the Saudi show was days later.
Was it?
it would, I want to say it was that Tuesday or something like that.
One of them was Tuesday, one of them was Friday. I think the Saudi show was Friday. I mean, Tuesday.
Do we know who's calling the match? Who calling the matches? Because I would love.
I've not seen. I saw that Lillian Garcia said that she's going to be doing announcing on the show. I don't know if that's every match. I don't know if that's just like a beginning or whatever. But I would hope that. I mean, again, we talked about it last week or the week before. Vicky Guerrero, dropping dime that she was supposed to be showing up. I would assume that regardless of what's on the card for Evolution, expect surprises. Matter of fact, I was Patreon.com/Black Rasslin. I watched a couple of kind of those early matches on the road to like the women's Evolution, and I wonder if AJ Lee. I mean, we're in a situation where she's not been around for a bit, and she was a big part of the time before a lot of this. And if you're going to be honoring history and trying to make stuff nostalgic, I would hope that you're bringing some of those names in the fold. Not that she may be booked and busy, but she's been at WoW for a minute. I don't even know what her schedule is right now, but I think to make it a big deal, I think you got to do more than just have 8 matches that are booked on the card. You got to show improvement. I don't know what they've got in store for that, and that's the night after a current 4-card Saturday night's main event. I heard that they added Solo Sikoa versus Jimmy Uso for the United States title.
I like that.
To that card.
I like that match.
There may be. You think they're usually a 5-match show. It's 4 matches on the card right now. And again, it's all dudes.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was 4 matches. It 4.
It was 3 until they added this the U.S. title match hours ago. By the time we're recording, and we got to. I only asked if they may add one more because it's going to be SmackDown. But actually, as a matter of fact,
I feel like it's always.
What was the show before? They had 6 matches.
They did
in May and 5 in January.
They must have been short.
You got another show tomorrow too. You got.
That's
SmackDown.
what I'm saying. There may be something after SmackDown that could turn into a match for the card. But
I'm outside. I'm not watching the shit.
Right.
Y'all not watching Gunther's last match?
I got a cookout.
It's my daughter's birthday.
Peace.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Turned 19.
Get online. Them NXT tickets is in August.
No, she definitely online in August.
Yeah, get online for your birthday.
Man, I'm at the Hibachi on Saturday. I don't give a fuck.
You're on the phone. It'll be on the DME.
Catching shrimps in your mouth.
Just go to just yamin.com. It'll be streaming right there.
Huh?
I'll fight you.
You're not gonna watch.
What is Hibachi's obsession with shooting stuff in people's mouth? If it
That's
ain't
a good question.
Shrimp, it's the goddamn liquor man.
Why you gamifying dinner is crazy. Goldberg winning this title?
Oh my God!
DDM's husband?
Definitely could.
Whoever wins.
Goldberg is DDM's husband. Since when?
No, Gunther. I'm sorry, Gunther.
Oh, okay.
Whoever wins, they're losing.
If Gunther wins, he's a loser.
That means LA Knight's gonna beat Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins is losing.
Well, I hope it's a situation where Seth Rollins teases the cash.
Why would they cash in on a Saturday night's main event?
That's what. And SummerSlam is weeks away.
So they can give Goldberg this stupid moment in Atlanta. It's why it's in Atlanta. It's why this nigga's on the front of the car. He's gonna get some sort of moment, right?
He wins the title.
He wins the title
for 2 minutes.
He catches that spear from the master of the spear catches the spear, and then that's when Seth cashes in.
Yeah, and then and the match at Mania is Seth. Who? LA Knight.
It could still be Seth Punk, or it could be Seth Knight.
Seth. Punk.
Because LA Knight is if Seth does that now, LA Knight could be like, nigga, I just beat you, cuz.
That's the thing. LA Knight could win in the first match on Saturday night's main event and then have a viable But at certain that lets you know that Seth isn't losing whatever that match is. If they put that on SummerSlam, Seth is coasting to whatever that next pay-per-view is.
Oh yeah.
They ain't even his show. Mule said, if I get retired cashing in on, I would cuss everybody out live on NBC. I would too.
Yeah, you got your moment.
I would be like Bret Hart writing out whatever I was doing next in the air and everything.
You got your moment. We shouldn't have gave you a match, nigga.
We're Drew McIntyre pop back just to give Randy Orton something to do on it. It ain't gonna be a bad. I ain't doing
same class of nigga though. That's the
I'm
same
gonna be
class
home,
of dude.
so I'm watching it.
Hmm?
It just feel like a super show.
I'm outside.
And if Seth Rollins cash in, I'm spoiling the chat. I ain't holding.
Well, no, I'm have it up.
If he win, I'm putting all photos in the chat. I ain't gonna hold.
I'm have it up like this.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I hope you don't.
I am for that reason because I know you're
I got an iPhone 4.
Beep boop boop beep beep boop boop. Damn, did we want to? Is this Sean Tragedy's All In only 11 matches?
It starts at 3:00 in the afternoon.
No,
I love that.
No,
I love that for an AEW show. That makes
that's that's false.
It's not true.
The pre-show starts at 1 p.m.
Yes.
Their actual show starts at like 2:30, 3 o'clock.
3:00, yeah.
You said 4. By 4 o'clock.
He said 3 o'clock.
Even at 3 o'clock, that's day 2+, because their pre-show isn't going to be matchless.
It's over by the time Saturday night's main event comes on.
You hope. I'm not guaranteeing that.
Who is doing a work shift with AEW?
I'm
not doing that.
The thing is,
come on.
No, but remember,
you just gave
this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is their first pay-per-view in Texas. This is their first show in a baseball stadium. They about to do what I'm saying is, when you've got, because it's funny, they got the 4 matches on that poster: the Moxley versus Adam Page, the Tony Storm versus Mercedes Moné, the Okada versus Omega, and that Swerve and Will Ospreay versus Young Bucks match. That's like 2.5 hours right there. And that's 4 matches. They got 11 matches on this card. That match could bleed into Saturday night's main event with a press conference.
You know, I'm not doing a work shift with AEW.
I understand.
Okay? Somebody's going to be a loser this weekend. Okay? I don't know who that's going to be.
Well, let me ask a question while we're here. While we're here and while we're talking to women's wrestling aficionados, one of the biggest matches on this card is the belt collector Mercedes Moné possibly taking that AEW Women's World Championship from a hot Tony Storm right now and having what, 6 titles on her arm right now?
That is the women's match of the weekend.
Do we think Mercedes taking that title from Tony Storm?
No,
I don't know.
That's not the women's match of the weekend.
What's the women's match of the weekend?
I don't know. Because it's an all women's pay-per-view, and then you got Sierra
on paper, man. Now we know there's always a dark horse.
No,
but on paper, that's the women's match of the weekend.
Because it's an all women's. I don't know, and I don't.
No, you're right. We don't know, but I'm saying on paper, based on story, star power, bill, wrestling capability,
right
Tony
now,
Storm and Mercedes on paper right now is the women's match to watch for this weekend.
I'll give it to you.
What's the
Now I'm being your friend. I'm being nice to your little Mickey Mouse promotion.
I'm not. I haven't said a word because you've been wrong for weeks. And
Mickey Mouse promotion is funny.
I got the chance to tell
What's wrong with Mickey Mouse?
Your face that you are wrong. But
Io Sky and Rhea Ripley's probably got.
That's what I was thinking.
A conversation for. I mean, that's star power and the build for like a singles match between them for a minute.
The Mercedes isn't winning.
you think Toni Storm retains the women's world title?
Told you this 4 months ago.
You said I'm putting it on. We ain't betting.
We bet.
I'm betting what?
Hey, Old English is going out of business.
Piece of Exodus exhibit.
Old English going out of business.
He's pissed. He said he's going to discontinue OE.
So
All right,
all drinking. We all drinking.
No. Nah, I ain't gonna do that.
Don't put that on me. Don't put that on my stomach. I just got my stomach back.
This is how I get the bet
in New York.
She
definitely not.
We don't got old English in it.
Can I get this? Can I get this one off?
What?
Can I get this one off? Hold on.
Mm.
If this is the bet for Jade. I mean for me and Dad.
Okay.
If Jade and Naomi have match of the weekend, you have to drink Old English.
The plastic bottle.
You gotta drink
Yes.
I'm willing to take that bet. Mimi don't have to, but I'm willing to take that
You
bet.
take it for the both of us?
Yeah, I will. Because it ain't happening.
Because I want.
Then the one ain't gonna get that much match time for it to happen.
Can I hit a side bet?
Go ahead, Carl.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm taking Mercedes, and it's a deuce of OE, and niggas gotta chug it.
Hold on. A deuce or OE that Mercedes wins.
I'm taking Mercedes.
I take that bet.
My man.
All right, hold up. So hold on, let me try to write these down. So we got 2 bets on the AEW.
3 bets.
So what do I get if that doesn't happen? Let's talk
Yes,
about
there needs to be a counter.
Cuz got
Mercedes
to drink old gold, baby.
wins.
That's not satisfying to see Math get tore up on the podcast. I don't even know
Mercedes. Wait, fam, what do you do if Toni Storm wins?
I gotta chug. I gotta chug a deuce old gold.
2 of
8 ball.
Oh shit!
Drunk on the show anyway.
What? Now DDM said he was gonna drink
For the both of us.
Oh,
I just got my stomach back. I can't do none of that.
If
My stomach back is crazy. What you went to the Dominican?
If Jay
Montezuma's
versus
revenge.
Naomi is the match of the weekend,
If that
Right,
is
he's
the
trying to
match
be
of the-
funny.
He
DDM
is trying to be
has-
funny. He needed to sneak that in. He needed to sneak
Number
that
one,
in.
they're only getting 15 minutes.
If that.
Cuz messing around had to drink 2. Cuz messing around had to drink 2 deuces on the show.
I hope it
Right.
happens.
You know, her
OE.
knee, Naomi's
Yo,
knees
hey.
already heavy. Her knees is already heavy right now. So
I mean, of course you would say that. Of course you would. That's the only thing you can say.
the facts, because it's the fact.
There's a lot that we can say, but we purposely don't say it now because
That's right.
Y'all say a
We
lot.
love our black ladies.
I told you for
You
predictions,
niggas don't like
they
nothing,
was
to
gonna
be
win
honest.
Queen of the Ring.
Mm.
I said
Y'all
they
niggas
was
don't
gonna be
like
Queen of the
nothing.
Ring.
Piece
He was quiet. He was quiet, Dap. He was quiet.
No, I wasn't. I was quiet because we knew what it was. We knew what it was.
What was it?
A great. She has been busting her ass, and y'all have been hating. Because it's so funny.
With all this Jade discourse, I'm gonna be honest.
It's no discourse. It's no discourse. Don't put that out there.
EO
Sky.
Sky.
No words.
We didn't even bring her up.
No.
We never bring her up.
No. Let me finish my statement before y'all
Before
y'all make the goddamn push it video again. Listen, with all the discourse, all the back and forth about Jade, period, EO Sky's lackluster run has been flying under the radar. As far as champions go, I don't care. And then that match that we got Monday that was supposed to be a banger, because on paper you see, oh, it's EO and Rock. Oh, this ready be. And then it was
The deflection.
That shit was. But the problem was, see, what happened was EO. It's been years. Like nobody, like EO was a champion that Bailey beat, and nobody cared in Philly. Nobody cared in Philly.
Yeah.
Nobody cared that whole year. They were like, oh, but we want to get the title back. At some point, we want to get her title. She got the title back, and then it immediately became Rhea and Bianca and Io right here. But what Io did in the interim said, and that became, she got over with that. But that's it. Like, there's been no talk about not developing or building a storyline. This is one of those matches that people have wanted, so they're giving you that match on that show. They didn't really do much. They didn't have to do much, but they didn't really do much to make this any more than what it was 6-7 months ago.
That's gonna be.
The reality is this: both of the women's champions, boo. It's not giving what it needs to give. Rebecca,
Let's go, Jade.
Rebecca, no shade, and I'm not the biggest Rebecca fan, but Rebecca is more interested with her Intercontinental title than anybody.
They building that program. That's talk about building a program. That's the one they do care about. I don't care, but they do care about that.
But she just got no shade, and I'm not the biggest Rebecca fan. But Rebecca, at least this is where seasoning and skill and just knowing what you're doing comes into play. It's just fundamentals. I agree with Fam. I think Io's run has been lackluster. I think both of them was lackluster, and I think it comes down to Io cannot cut a promo, which limits her connection to the audience. Yeah. And I say this all the time. Oscar doesn't really speak in English like that, but that bitch understands how to connect to an audience through her body language,
naturally,
her movement, and her character. Stephanie Vaquer is not good. Her English is not really all the way there, but she understands how to communicate through her body language, her eyes, and other things. Io has not mastered that.
Right.
And I'm sorry. If I watch Joshi Wrestling, there's 5 Io Skies on Joshi Wrestling. There's not 5 Oscars on Joshi Wrestling. Okay?
I can hear Sierra typing.
You can't make that point with Sierra. She looking like Jinkies right now.
Jinkies.
I think that both women's champions are just boo to me. I think Tiffany is boo. Io is boo. Just like in that triple threat match. She shouldn't have won that triple threat match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I think Triple H is trying to prove a point with that one.
Yeah.
And the point is just not given.
It's not given. I agree. I think he's trying to say something. And
they keep running away from Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley, and I just don't understand why.
Can't double fade at a certain point.
Because I think they don't want either one of those women to lose for real. No time.
That's money for real. Like, I think a lot of people are anticipating that match. When that happens, it should hopefully they give that the build that they ain't give some of these matches for this weekend, because that's gonna be gangbusters. What you saying, man? Say that shit.
Because the bigger match is Jade and Bianca.
On that note.
That's a fact.
On that note.
The bigger match.
I'm sorry. I just asking a wild question. Did we discuss AEW at all?
We talked Tony Storm,
as much as
Mercedes.
That is a good card this weekend.
Yeah.
Gotta do something.
What, with AEW in general? Yeah, it's not compelling television. It hasn't been.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
if John Moxley wins, this is a loss for the company.
Well, yeah, but there's some people who feel like, again, shout out A Show. They did 400. We had a whole conversation about that the other day, and there is a school of people who are into the chase of Adam Page after this, but also take into account, which is a very good point, Moxley beat Darby Allin?
Yeah,
to take that title.
He beat Darby.
He chose Darby, right?
Darby had who the fuck? My man, Orange Cassidy.
Yes.
He took that Cassidy spot.
He the thought is that because Darby's he climbed Mount Everest or whatever, he's on his way back. I don't know if, again, the thought's been that
he's champion. This is
it's not. I don't agree. I want the way that they built the Adam Page situation. After I thought it was gonna be Will Ospreay, but when they said boom, chefs to meals. When they said boom, All In Texas, Adam Page is going to be the one facing Moxley. It makes sense to me, but I could see them hitting a left turn and trying to extend the storyline further. I don't like it because I'm over the Death Riders. I'm so over what's going on right now.
I may be in the minority, not here. Here I'm the majority.
Right.
The Death Rider shit has not been good.
I'm with you on that. I'm 100% with you on that.
It was semi interesting when they first kicked off. This has been 9 months of pure pain.
It's been steady decline. It started out well, but yes, it's gone downhill the whole time.
I don't even think the decline has been steady. That bitch is just
fell.
Yeah.
It stopped plummeting. Well, I think Sean Tragedy brings up a good point. Darby and Mox doesn't need a title, but you gotta have, because Tony Khan's also been very high on Moxley in terms of like
he has
in the future. He has to be, but the reasons he's saying it is he thinks that man's the man to guide people into the future.
He owes him. So
yeah.
But yeah, I don't think this is the way. This is the way to go. So let's restart this shit with Hangman Page. Yes. I like Hangman Page. I think Hangman Page has all. Dap says it all the time. This motherfucker has the look.
Right.
I love him. I have always been a Hangman Page fan. From when he was doing his cowboy boots over the pants with the fringe and all of that. I've always been a Hangman fan. He's sexy. Pause.
Say that.
No,
wait.
Speak your truth, DDM. Speak your truth. Don't pause it.
Why would you pause that?
Don't pause.
I mean, well, I'm just saying he's sexy. He has. I like him on the mic. He's good in the ring. I've always been a Hangman fan, and I would like to see him with the belt again.
I think there's a lot of people that are in that camp as well, and it feels like again. If you're good, this show. I was saying it earlier. There's a lot of firsts, the Texas stuff, the first ball, all that stuff. It's a big show for them, regardless of what you think. It feels like one of those shows where if you're going to have this big of a show, you better have a couple of big impact moments. And
then you got to do the things.
Yeah, you have to do it. You may not need to do everything, but you should do a couple of things. And that Mercedes match and that Moxley match are two prime moments to be doing some things this weekend.
Mercedes gear going to give.
It doesn't matter.
We know it don't matter to you, but
no. What I mean, actually, what I was saying is, it don't matter what she got on. You gonna kill her. I guarantee it.
That's not true because I just don't live in Mercedes outfits.
Her ring gear is normally fire.
It's some steaks that she be eating out there that don't make no sense.
I think her ring gear is normally fire. I don't know what she be having on outside the ring.
I will say that good, bad, or indifferent, she's going to probably try and put on something. So there's going to be conversation about it.
Let's just hope the wigs.
The wigs is wigging?
Because Kels did point out in the chat that wig was lifting.
I'm with it. No, I'm with it.
I don't understand women that don't know how to get a good wig, especially when you make the kind of money that you make. It's no excuse for your wig to be looking the way it does. And it's been for years, and that's her thing. She's just not into the wig. She's not into the hair quality.
I see the wigs that look like this all the time, every day.
She got a
terrible.
Right back here.
Terrible.
I had to tell my grandmother that, like, yo, why your shit look like a fitty?
All right.
Hey, I'm your team. I'm sorry.
Or here's another PSA for people that wear wigs. Okay, do not wear lace fronts in the fucking sun. The shit will.
You gotta get a lace back
and look crispy.
Yeah.
Stop, bro. Like
it's going left.
You can't have those. Fitted wigs is crazy. Fitted wigs.
What if you can you put makeup over a chin strap?
That's what the
So
fuck
then
they
don't-
do.
Damn,
You get a chin strap jump and then just put like makeup over the chin strap.
wait, they got a Yamin on with the makeup
Niggas out
over
here
the
looking
strap.
like Herschel got there
They
walking.
put the makeup
Fitted
so it
wigs
can
may be
match
the
the
name of
color, and then the shit be lifting and looking crunchy.
New era wig, yo, get you a new era wig.
Yeah.
I'm a 7.
No, hey, this is 7.5. I
Supply
need
talk about I'm a
7.75.
75
What you doing
8.
over here?
Let
I
me get
can't fucking take it,
Whoever
bro.
whoever
Like,
putting that, you gotta talk to Darius Lockhart. However he get them.
what?
No.
Yeah.
Somebody
On that
said
note,
Jay
on that note.
wigs.
Nah, that's adjustable.
Jay do have good wigs.
She does have good wigs. She does.
Jay got good
Because
wigs.
her wig, although remember that one episode, her wig was lifting in the front?
Yeah.
This
I'm
is
gonna give her a pass
These
on that. but
niggas is wrestling.
Her wigs be on. That's the wigs don't be a botch. That's
So-
for sure.
I'm because she put it together beforehand. Like
She don't use the girls
was-
in the back.
she was
Yeah.
together, but what I'm
That's
saying
what that is.
She got a team. Yeah, she got a
before
team.
wrestling. Like she had her shit together before wrestling.
Is there
Right,
like a
right.
line of active wear wigs? Is it like yo, do
Yes,
you-
Portia has one. Like, there's different people that have
Ooh, sport
lines of
wigs?
a car?
Yo, we about to get
No,
Portia.
Portia Williams.
Pernell
from-
Williams.
No, but wait, so, it's like wigs for basketball, wigs for boxing.
Wow, y'all gonna get one?
They got chin
I
straps.
may
on?
need one. I may
Miss
need a wig for
Parker.
boxing.
For
Let's
Paul?
move on. Let's move on.
If we moving on, we moving now.
Yo,
I don't know how
if
much
y'all
is
get
going on.
Y'all get the Egyptian number 9.
Hey,
Y'all gonna look like Roman Reigns' cousin.
That's gonna look like my real
Yo, that
hair. What
that
you mean?
Egyptian wavy. That
Listen.
shit is the shit when you get in the fucking water.
I'm
Hey,
good.
That's gonna look like my real hair, cuz. I mean, what you gonna do?
I'm good.
Nigga, if you get somebody to cut that for me, you know what I mean?
I mean,
God, I mean, we
Mhm.
out of here. We got to get out of here. I think that I honestly I think we did all we needed to do this week. There's only one thing
We didn't
that
talk Charlotte, but we talked Charlotte on the Buckles Up.
and Mimi, YouTube.com/Black Rasslin, the replay of that Charlotte conversation about the Players Tribune article, which is dope. I read through it before the show. I let me take this off the screen for a second. I said this on. I recorded something for the Patreon. I never was a Charlotte Flair fan, like for years. It wasn't like I didn't like her. Frankly, I didn't care. But I think the conversation about Charlotte Flair and not that she isn't supposed to be here, but like she's not here for the reasons y'all want to be here, and like her talking about her brother and whatnot. But it really makes me start to realize how much that idea of I'm Charlotte Flair to y'all, I'm Ashley at home, and I don't even know how to like that constant back and forth of who she is and the kayfabe of it all. It's a dope article, but it really makes me think more about her legacy, and I don't know. I look at her in a different light these days.
Stop playing with King Flair. Y'all can never
I couldn't.
make me put Charlotte Flair.
I can't
Not
wear
one
them.
day.
I can't wear them snakeskin
Why you
boots.
Not how one day.
Ever since I seen her outside with them little black kids,
With the kids, yeah. She mentioned Bianca in the article too. She has a
I've
lot
been
of
a
interesting stuff.
fucking fan.
Consistent.
Facts.
I can never not be.
Charlotte,
I will never not be a fan.
Charlotte Flair, not the little Charlotte, the big one.
The big
Not one.
You know
not
what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, no, that's y'all did it.
I'm not a
I
fan.
I had to mention, if you want to hear more about that conversation, it's on the Buckle, on the Twitters as well as on the YouTube. It's a conversation that goes into a lot of the women's division, that goes into Evolution. You know the vibe. But we got to get out of here. We talk the talk, and now we got to walk ourselves to bed because it's Friday tomorrow. But
Charlotte and Alexa together, I love it.
They in a fatal four-way. I wonder what the next piece will be. And she talk about, I remember 2 years ago, I was in a tag match with Alexa Bliss at Evolution 2, and I thought, bitch, I need to beat. No, I'm sorry. Miss Mimi, you got a Black Rass of the week?
My Black Rass of the week is Naomi with them cockroaches. and them fucking worms in her briefcase right now.
She's so good.
Trying to set up TSA. A lot of people should take a page out of how Naomi tells her story. Right now, it feels like she's the only one telling the story.
And a lot of it's not on TV. A lot of that you got to play them social medias like the playground that it really is.
That's right. Shout out to her,
Brother DDM.
My Black Rasslin of the week is Charlotte Flair. Say no.
Nah, you wasn't.
I was about to say
You wasn't getting away with that one. No, sir. Not the way we talked about. Never mind. Ain't no cookout.
Ain't no
Ain't no cookout.
Charlotte Flair, the Tina Marie of professional
That's funny. That's funny.
Let me know. Oh God, my Black Rasslin of the week, and this is purely because when they pulled them veils out, I screamed for my life. The New Day in them veils.
It was good stuff.
I screamed in those veils.
I hope that they're able to do more on TV with that, but the fact that they got that little moment, and again, if you're gonna celebrate the loss of your title, no better way, brother fam.
Shout out to the homies for helping out the niggas. I'm gonna go with Welcome Back Scorpio Sky.
Oh, he got a whole. He's with what you calling that, right?
clip.
He's with Top Flight in them.
Top Flight.
Yeah.
We'll
Top
see.
Flight. They come in. You know what? They like that Top Flight, and I say this with love. Top Flight is like that wrestling tag team who kind of work, and they do a really good job for a while, and then they take FMLA, and they be gone for 6 months, and then they come back to work, and they gotta go through orientation again, and they do a really good job, and then they go back out on FMLA or short-term disability. That's what Top Flight is.
I'll say this. You say, man?
I was gonna say the funny shit is I don't even know if Dad knows new Top Flight for a very long time, but that's their story.
Yeah, they kind of been they've really bounced in and out. Because Layla Gray over there as well. It's they all kind of been doing their thing. I will say, with Christopher Daniels over there, and that like this feels like the beginning of maybe they can get some 6 months out this, but they really gotta push it. And if it don't work for Scorpio Sky this time, this may be the last time. Or he may be training. He may be training like Shayna Baszler and Oni Lorcan are trying to do. But
shout out to Shayna for getting the job back.
Yeah,
job.
She said, "I'm gonna get where I fit in."
It makes sense. Probably good money too. Good money. Ain't got to put the work in. Put the work in, but you ain't got to put the elbow grease in. Brother Matthew.
I'm gonna say shout out to the Queen of Extreme, Francine, for people cancer. Shout out to her.
So
I'm gonna go Jay Cargill because Mimi was wild spicy earlier. I'm saying Jade for my Black Rasslin of the week.
Now, any other week, you pick some indie person, okay, from a match. Shout out to the indies. We love y'all. But all of a sudden today, you ain't never, okay, pick Jay Cargill, wrestling man, because you know what, she was all about the wrestling.
I'm all about the wigs this week.
Nobody was gonna have this conversation than we had. I'm glad that we had the conversation. And guess what? If things go the way they should go soon, we're gonna be having more of these conversations very soon.
I'm not saying nothing.
You said too much now.
You said too much. No, my Black Rasslins of the week is Carmelo Hayes and Kalani Jordan.
Yeah.
To the engagement.
Yes.
The shots look dope. I'm not saying we need to be invited to the wedding to be dope, but it'd be dope to talk to y'all after. I'm just saying, at a certain point, it's good to see a Black love click up and get right in the industry. So peace to y'all for real. That's it for this week, right?
Did Curriculars buy a house?
Yeah,
I did see. Yeah, recently that they
Like
put
last
down
month?
the house. Yeah.
Shout out to Mills.
They had a housewarming. I know the food was probably good.
If she cooked,
if she cooked, that shit was slamming.
Y'all like her music, her ring music.
I can't say
against the wall.
Y'all make them like that no more. Hers give Project Pat a little bit. It'd be like
Project Pat. Boop,
boop, boop, boop.
Oh, also, happy birthday to the All Father.
Oh shit!
Today's the champion's birthday.
Salute, the forefather. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Fantastic Four. Mimi.
Yeah.
Where do people find you on them socials, please?
Y'all know where to find me in the villa.
That's piece of the Islanders, DDM.
You can find me at Dapper Dan Midas, all social medias. Yeah.
IlFam79 on your social media choice. Dear podcasters, I'm better than you.
And you know it, Matthew. Say less. Vaughn said Big Swole's birthday is
Happy birthday.
Big Swole's birthday Friday. Piece of Big
Happy
Swole.
Birthday, Queen.
And special little nobody's right. She was funny as fuck on that Shay commentary. Go back and watch that Return of the King. I'm at Cal on Twitter, at Black Rasslin on all your social medias of choice. BlackRasslin.com is the website. And as always, you can find Black Rasslin on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, we should be there. YouTube.com/Black Rasslin every Thursday night, 8:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 5 mics, a podcast of excellence. Patreon.com/Black Rasslin. Pay that 1, pay that 10 to get all this type of shit, but it's hella copyright, so we don't want to put this over here because we fucked the whole game up, to be honest with you. We'll be back next week covering most of the 4 to 5 shows that we talked about throughout tonight.
Somebody gonna be drinking some beer.
We do got some bets. I did put the bets in the Yum too. So we'll see what happens. Chat, we love you for real. It's always a pleasure. If you ain't hit that like, you wild. If you ain't hit that like, please hit that like. Drop a comment in there if you can. I think that's it for us. Love y'all for real. Love my squad. Let's get the hell out of here. DDM, please take us out.
All my niggas in the whole wide world. Doom. All my niggas in the whole wide world. Being the safest time for us. This shit is for us.